breaking down in the red lights. When you've been going around every dark side, but something in your eyes tells me you're a wild child, hungry for a good time, honey. Lost in pretty lights, drinking a good time now, dressing up your mind and slowly.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Wednesday. It is May 7th, and I'm going to take y'all along with me for a day in the life, a full day of eating, whatever you want to call it. Of course, Jack starts drinking his water as soon as I start talking. It's like a magic skill that my dogs have. Buddy, I know, but we're not going to play outside right now. The neighbor dog is outside, and Champ really wants to go play, but maybe we do have time. Okay, BRB. Okay, the dogs got their playtime. Was that fun, Champ? The neighbor across the street, Bunny, she is the cutest. Oh, the drinking's starting again. She's just the cutest, small, she's not a tiny dog, but she's like half the size of Champ and Jax, and she just loves when the boys come out to play. So it was really cute. Anyway, welcome to a full day of eating. I feel like I haven't done a full day of eating in a long time. I don't know if I've ever done one on YouTube. I definitely have, but it's been a long time. So let's do that. I have a very active day ahead. I am signed up for Pilates at 8. It's just now 7 o'clock. I have kind of a big work day, nothing like too crazy, but I do definitely have a lot of things that I need to just like sit down and get done. I have some meetings today, and then at 3 this afternoon, Taylor and I have a private tennis lesson, which I'm really excited about. If you watched my last vlog, you saw from this past weekend, we played tennis and it was so fun. I've just been enjoying leaning into like other hobbies lately and like trying to learn and challenge myself a little bit. So like tennis, I started to take mahjong lessons, and then my friend Gabrielle and I just started a book club. So I just feel like I complain about being busy, but these things are such good additives to my life and to the things that I value. So I feel like it can be hard to prioritize those things when you're already busy, but I just know that these extracurriculars, or whatever you want to call them, will just add a lot of joy to my life, and I feel like I really need that right now. So anyway, it's gonna be a good day ahead. I'm gonna get ready for Pilates right now. I guess if we wanna count this as part of what I'm eating, this is my iced latte that I make every morning. It's 2.5 ounces of espresso, about a half to a 3/4 cup milk. I use whole milk so that I can get the extra protein, and then I do about a serving of the Chobani cookie dough creamer. Coffee number 1. I'm trying to be much better about my caffeine consumption lately because I'm just an anxious person and I don't think the caffeine helps. I don't know if I'll eat anything before Pilates. I might just have like some fruit before I go. Maybe like a piece of sourdough toast, just something like really light to have a little something, and then I'll have like a full breakfast after Pilates. Pilates socks. I have like a few nicer pairs that I've gotten from like studios. But I ordered a pack on Amazon and they actually do the job pretty well. I feel like Pilates socks are just so expensive and I don't go enough to like have a reason to buy a bunch of really nice pairs of socks for that. Why do I talk about socks so much? I was just talking about Bombas in the last video. Okay, grippy's on. I cannot stand the feeling of grippy socks in sneakers, so I always wear sandals. These are just like the foam Birkenstocks. I'm obsessed with this set. It's from Viore. I love the back of the bra. I think it's so stinking cute. Here, I'll do a full body moment. I just like that it has like the little drawstring. The stripes are so fun. And then there's the back again. Also, my scars are healing so well. My other ones are much lower, so I won't show you, but like, I feel like it's just looking less dark. I don't know, but I'm happy that they're healing nicely. Have a piece of sourdough with some butter before class, and then like I said earlier, I'll have like a real breakfast after. Also, y'all, I finished this last night in tears. This book surprised me in so many ways. I honestly did not think I was gonna like it when I first started reading it. I had heard really good things about it. I also posted on my Instagram story and so many of y'all were like, you have to push through and like, it's such a good book. It's just so different. I think I explained that. Like, I'm used to these quick, like cute little romance novels, like beach reads, just books that feel like really easy to read. This did not feel like that. But once I got into a rhythm with it, it was really good. And I feel like I learned so much in this book. I also was like so curious to like visualize what they were talking about. So I was like looking things up. I looked up like TikToks of like the aesthetic of this book. And I don't know, it was just really, really moving. So y'all will have to read it, add this to your list. I'm giving this to Molly next. And then she gave me the book that I had picked out for her in Boston. So I'll have that next. I also have on the queue the new Emily Henry book, Great Big Beautiful Life or something like that. That's actually our book club book. And then I also just got the new Carly Fortune book in the mail yesterday because it published yesterday. So I have a lot of books to read on the queue. What I think I'm gonna do is read the Carly Fortune book first because I'm craving after this one like a light beachy read, and I love Carly Fortune's books. Every Summer After is like one of my favorite books of all time. And then this summer will be different. The one book I didn't like of hers was Meet Me at the Lake. I think she actually only has now 4 books. This is her 4th book. Did not like Meet Me at the Lake. I think especially because, oh, that was a lot of butter for this piece of toast. I just think Every Summer After was so good. So when I read Meet Me at the Lake, I was just like disappointed because it didn't hit the same. Anyway, I'm gonna read that Carly Fortune book. Then I'll read, I don't know why I can't think of the name of the book that Molly just gave me, but it's about like figure skaters and it's like a romance and kind of like a mystery element to it as well. And then I'll read the new Emily Henry book because our book club meeting isn't until the middle of June. So I want to make sure it's like fresh in my mind. Wow, that's kind of a big challenge. That's 3 books in like 5.5 weeks. I can do that, I think. Because I just finished this Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I finished this in 3 days. So yeah, I need to have more faith in myself. Also, speaking of Mahjong, here's my Mahjong card. Doesn't this look like a bunch of gibberish? Okay. Wow, I've chatted way too much already in this vlog. It's only 7:30, but I need to eat this and then get ready to head out. Holy cow, I'm not kidding. I was dripping sweat in that class. That was such a good one. They had more of an upper body focus today, which I really love. I feel like sometimes in Pilates classes, it can be like so heavy lower body and core focused, but they did a lot of upper body today, which was great. I'm gonna have a yogurt bowl for breakfast. I feel like I'll hear people say that they're going through like a phase where they don't like eggs or they have the egg ick. And I've never like fully understood, but right now I feel like I'm going through one of those phases where eggs just like don't sound good or they kind of gross me out. So I'm having the Siggy's whole milk vanilla yogurt with some blueberries, and then I'll do honey as well, and chocolate chips, obviously. I don't count calories, but I do try to just pay attention to how much protein I'm getting in. So a 3/4 cup of this is 17 grams of protein. And then I know people add like protein powder and stuff to their yogurt. I don't like doing that. There's obviously nothing wrong with protein powder. I use it. I make my Ninja Creamy with it, but I prefer to get in as much protein from whole foods as possible. I'm just eyeballing this. I think that's about a 3/4 cup. Anyway, nothing wrong with supplementing with protein, but again, I try to get in as much protein as I can from whole foods before I go into using protein powder. Handful of bloops. I don't really like yogurt plain, so I need like enough toppings that there's something else in every bite. Hi, Dex. Got some Michigan honey. Oh yeah. A spoonful of peanut butter would also be a good way to add some protein to that, but I'm not in the mood. Beautiful. Donut for sure. That was so fun. I didn't get any footage during. Our instructor was kind of like straight down to business, and I wanted to be respectful and not be like, oh, I'm gonna pull out my camera, is that okay? Especially because it was like a private lesson, like, I don't know. Anyway, I also changed because I like a really tight top for my chest to be comfortable, and I just felt like after wearing it, it was just kind of loose. I also sized up in that dress, or like I went up a size in that dress, so I feel like I could go back true to size and it would be better like across the chest, but I just got stressed and changed. Anyway, I got a lot of work done. I got a lot of laundry done. I had lunch. I showed y'all it was just like a ground beef bowl with mango pico de gallo and cottage cheese. I had like half the pack of the ground beef, so I feel like it was plenty filling. Typically I would add like rice or something, but we just didn't have anything readily available and I needed something quick. So I basically had lunch, then one of my brother's friends is visiting. He's out of town, or he's from out of town. He's here on a work trip. So he came over and all of a sudden I looked at the clock and I was like, wait, I'm gonna be late for tennis. So basically it was a rush and that's why I didn't check in beforehand. But that was so much fun. I love being able to do fun things like this with friends. Like, I don't know, I feel like if you're somebody who's just sick of like the same old, like going to dinner, going out for drinks, doing an activity is actually so fun. And I don't know, just like doing something recreational just feels like another accomplishment for the day. So I'm gonna go back home. I have a little bit more work to do, and then I think we might actually, I was gonna cook dinner at home, but since my husband's friend is in town, we may end up going out to eat. I'm not really sure yet. I'm gonna see like how I feel once I get home. All right, I hopped in the shower once I got home and now I'm making dinner. It kind of looks similar to what I had going for lunch, but this is One Balanced Life, my friend Taylor. Her healthy, what is it called? Healthy ground turkey enchiladas, I think is what it's called on her website. I'll link it below. Oh shit, I put this little thing in there too. What was I thinking? Oh no. Anyway, I still haven't heard from Alec on if we're like going out to eat or not, but I figured I'm gonna make this anyway because this is such a good meal prepped dinner too. Like it tastes good for lunch the next day and we can always eat it for dinner tomorrow, but I'd rather be prepared to be eating dinner at home versus like wait to figure out what his plan is. And then, I don't know, I just like get tired at a certain point in the night and I'm like, okay, the time has passed and expired for me to want to make dinner. So that's why I'm doing it now. I'm sipping on this Tangerine Topo Chico sparkling water. Whenever we get these, I feel like I'm drinking alcohol because they have like the tall spiked sparkling water cans. In Topo Chico, I'm used to having them in a glass bottle, but they started doing these different flavored cans. So no alcohol, but very delicious. So if y'all haven't tried these yet and you like sparkling water, definitely try these next time you see them. This is so sad. Champ thought he saw Alec pulling in. Champ, it's okay. He'll be home soon. He'll be home soon. It's okay. I'm having some refried beans straight out of the jar with some chips as a little pre-dinner snack. And this is a full day of eating, so gotta include the little snacks in between. I'm usually a big snacker. I feel like today I was distracted and had a lot to do, so I like didn't have as much time to come down and snack. Cheers. Recipe does not call for spinach, but I just like to add spinach anytime I can, just to get in the extra greens. And I don't even think I've had a vegetable yet today, unless you count the pico that I had with my ground beef bowl. Yeah, I guess that counts, because it's like jalapenos, onion, tomato. Y'all just saw I went for a evening walk with Champ, little dusk walk, and I'm such a silly goose, I completely forgot to film eating dinner. I had the enchiladas that I made, which I'll leave the recipe in the description box below. Now I'm upstairs. I wanted to make a Ninja Creamy, but now I'm just kind of feeling lazy. I'm actually still pretty full from dinner too. I had like a very large helping. So we'll see. I may just have like some Easter candy, but I'm going to read for a little bit. I'm going to get through like a couple chapters of this, and then I'm going to watch the morning show. I never watched that show when it first came out. It's with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. Kind of like a Good Morning America vibe and like the behind the scenes and all the drama. It's actually really good. I'm kind of late to the game with it, but I've been enjoying it. I'm at the end of season 1, so I think I might watch an episode of that as well, and then get to bed. I don't have to be up too early tomorrow. I've been trying to wake up around like 6:30, and that's been like a good sweet spot for me to get my 8 hours of sleep, and that way I don't have to be to bed by like 9. I can kind of like enjoy my evening and not go to bed till 10:30. So I'm still in bed by 8:30. Don't get me wrong. It's 9 o'clock right now, so I'm in bed a little bit later than usual. But I'll show y'all if I end up eating dessert. I feel like I kind of failed by not showing my full dinner. I showed like making dinner, but I didn't show it like plated, and I hate that for me because I wanted my full day of eating to be, I wanted it to check all the boxes, but that's okay. Y'all will have to forgive me. I feel like I'm still just like getting in the routine of remembering to film things, and I get distracted way too easily. This is always good practice to still like do these vlogs, edit them, and actually upload them even if they're not perfect. So thanks for bearing with me, but I'll show y'all if I end up eating dessert. I'll close out the vlog here though because I just want to say goodbye. I feel like my last couple of vlogs I forget to do like an outro. So thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe so that you never miss a new video. Comment below if you enjoyed this video as well. I'm curious like what type of content you'll like to see. So if you want another full day of eating or maybe like a week of eating or something like that, let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.